going on, guys? So the season 5 Reloaded update actually brought a lot of weapon changes here in MW2. So today I'm going to be giving you guys the new top 5 best class setups slash loadouts that you should be using right now after the update. Before we get into the first loadout, shout out to the Noti gang. If you would like a notification shout out in my next video, click the thumbs up button, watch the video all the way to the very end, and finally comment down below, Noti gang. Without further ado, man, here is our very first class setup. We're starting off with the VAZNEV 9K. They didn't change nothing about it. Therefore, the thing is still just as dominant as it was before the update. This is my second favorite SMG, my first favorite. Well, I'll show that a little bit later, but here's the setup I'm rocking with. We got the true tack grip, we get sprint to fire speed, so my weapon comes up quicker after sprinting, and we get aimed on sight speed so I can be quick and snappy with my shots. We got the largest magazine we could possibly throw on this thing, the 45 rounder. You could take out multiple enemies without having to reload. It gets some crazy feeds, all that type of good stuff. I got the hollow point ammunition. Basically, anytime you land a bullet on an enemy, they're slowed down, you're disabling their sprint for a short time. This just ruins your day when you get shot with this. Don't worry, you'll see this in some future builds as well. So OP. I then threw on the Edge 47 grip. I just get an increase in my accuracy and recoil control, just enough for it to, you know, be actually effective. Only downside is aim down sight speed, but it's all good. We don't really care about that because my final attachment is going to give it to me back. We got the broadside FCT stock. We also get sprint speed so I can get around the map a little bit more quickly, get more kills and whatnot, and then aiming stability. So mobility, accuracy, I mean, best of both worlds. You can't go wrong with it. For the tuning, I tuned my rear grip for what the pros were, sprint to fire speed, aim down sight speed. For the ammunition tuning, I did damage range and bullet velocity. It just makes this thing even stronger. For the underbarrel, I did recoil stabilization, aim walking speed. Aim walking. Basically just strafing. I do it in every single gunfight, so I had to tune it for that. And then the recoil stabilization, because the entire point of the attachment is, you know, to further our accuracy. And then for the stock tuning, I did aim walking steadiness and aim walking speed. They go hand in hand. So when I'm aiming and walking, I'm not only quicker, but my weapon's going to be a little bit more accurate, which is awesome. And then we could quickly take this thing to the firing range. I mean, first off, well, mobility test, amazing. ADS, snappy. No recoil. Frizz, can you fight down there? You shouldn't be, but you can. Class setup number 2, we have the FR AVANCER, which is one of the weapons that was buffed in the Season 5 Reloaded update. They increased the damage range, so it takes less bullets to kill at those longer range engagements. I covered this about a week and a half ago. The thing was amazing. They just made it even better. I got it included. It's one of my favorite ARs to use in the game as of right now. So here's what I'm rocking with. We got the SA Ion rear grip. You just get recoil control, plain and simple. Makes your weapon more accurate. I got the 45 round magazine on. Again, same as the VAZNEV. Helps you take out multiple enemies. You don't got to worry about reloading. You can't cancel reload in this game. So, you know, you got to be safe than sorry. You could do the 60 if you want. I think it just slows you down a little too much for my personal liking, but if you want to run it, you're more than welcome to. It's completely okay. I then threw on the FTAC Rupert 56 underbarrel. I say it all the time, and I mean it. It is the best underbarrel for accuracy and recoil control. I mean, you could just look at it. It skyrockets. And then a good complementary attachment to go along with that, the Cronin OP44. You get vertical and horizontal recoil control. I mean, this combination right here, so deadly. Literally, it shoots as straight as an arrow. You're chilling. And then my final attachment is the FR Sprinter. I explained it in the VAZNEV build. I love aiming and walking. I love strafing quick. That's what this does for me. And I also get sprint speed as well. So it's, again, it's a little bit of a hybrid. I could use this at a range, especially after the buff. And I could use it up close because I decided to make it for mobility. And then for the tunings, I did recoil steadiness and aiming idle stability. Basically just tuning it for, you know, what I threw it on for. I then tuned my underbarrel for recoil stabilization, aiming idle stability. Fully dedicated this attachment to the accuracy and recoil control, especially since that's what it offers. And same goes for the muzzle tuning. Just tuned it for what I threw it on for, and you can see it heavily favors that recoil control. And then you cannot tune the FR Sprinter stock. So very, very straightforward. I'll bring this thing to the firing range and show you just how good it is. This is pretty much the same build I used in the video from a few weeks ago because it was just that good. And again, I love it so much. And I used that 45 round mag and was able to take out all 3 opponents. So it works out very, very well. Top weapon in all of MW2, man. I love this thing. For our third class setup, we have what I find to be the #1 best shotgun in MW2 and #1 best weapon to use, period, on shipment, the MX Guardian. This thing wasn't touched whatsoever in the update, surprisingly enough. I can't believe it, but here's what you want to use on it. Please do not knock it till you tried it. It's that disgusting. So starting off with the semi-auto trigger, I think this is incredibly important because it, first off, you could reserve your ammo because it's not automatic anymore. You can kind of just tap it and it has a really good fire rate. And you get high grain ammunition. It makes this thing stronger. It makes the one-shot, one-kill potential greater. This is what makes the MX Guardian so good in my personal opinion. So you got to have that on. I then threw on the Bryson improved choked muzzle. So I get tighter pellet spread. So basically it furthers my one-shot, one-kill potential because all the pellets, they're tighter. So they're all going to land on the enemy a little bit better. And then you also get damage range. So once again, that one-shot, one-kill potential, it's reached a lot further. So you got to have that on. We then have on the hype barrel. We get damage range and bullet velocity. You guys know why I have this on. You also get recoil control, hip fire accuracy. Kind of irrelevant, but I mainly threw this on for the damage range and bullet velocity. I got the VLK laser because if you're going to use this, aim down sights. Again, one shot, one kill potential. It heightens every time you aim down your sights. At least that's what it feels like to me. So I got the increase in aim down sight speed, the sprint to fire speed. I think this is a necessity as well. And then my final attachment is the MX DCP stock. You just get a huge increase in mobility. So you can get around the map a little bit more easily, get up close and personal and whatnot. And then as far as goes for the tuning, you cannot tune the trigger action. For the muzzle, I did tighter pellet spread and damage range. I literally just tuned it for what the pros were. For the barrel, I did aim, walking, speed, and damage range. Again, I'm gonna be aiming and walking. I'm gonna be aiming down sights. It makes sense for me to tune it for that. Same for the laser, literally just tuned it for what the pros were. And then for my stock tuning, I just fully dedicated this attachment to mobility. It's all what the pros gave me, so that's what the tuning went to. I don't know if I could really justify this build in the firing range. I mean, we could try. That's a one shot, one kill right there. That's also most likely a one shot, and then, or a long shot. And then right here. I mean, I shouldn't even be able to land shots like that. It's unbelievable. I mean, here. Okay, you can't get, thankfully you can. If you had slugs on, you probably could, but again, this thing is gross on shipment. For class setup number 4, we have what has been and always will be the best AR in MW2, at least for me, the TAC-56. I mean, it's just so easy to use. The thing, it doesn't move, great mobility, kills quick, all that type of good stuff. If you don't agree, you're rocking the wrong setup. So here's what you want to throw on it. Starting off, you have the demo clean shot grip, sprint to fire speed, aim down sight speed. Common attachment you've seen throughout these other loadouts here. We got the 40 round magazine. Again, it's personal preference. If you want to rock the 60, go right ahead. I don't think you really need it because this thing is so strong. You kill quick anyway, so you could preserve some of your mobility and rock the 40. I got high velocity. You get an increase in bullet velocity. It just makes this thing that much more dangerous at longer ranges. We have on the X10 Gravedigger underbarrel, which I love so much on the TAC-56. Huge increase in accuracy and recoil control. It really helps you land a lot more of your shots. And to make things even greater, we got the Cronin OP44 muzzle. You get vertical and horizontal recoil control. This and the underbarrel, I mean, it makes it a literal laser beam. It's the last thing you need to worry about when it comes to this weapon. Deadly. Wait till we get to the firing range. But before we do that, the tunings for the rear grip, again, tuned it for the pros. For the ammunition, damage range, bullet velocity, tuned it for the pros and cons. So basically, it just makes this thing a powerhouse of an attachment. For the underbarrel, I did recoil stabilization, and due to it being just that goddamn accurate because of this and my muzzle, I was able to tune the bottom part for aim, walking speed. I've already explained why I love that so much. And then for the muzzle tuning, I just tuned it for the pros. I just made sure that this thing was dedicated to making sure I don't miss a single goddamn shot. And then we bring this thing to the firing range, man. It doesn't take much, you know, to cover this. I mean, it's just, it's the best AR in the game, man. It's easy to argue some of the other weapons, but then when you really use this build specifically, I mean, seriously, there's not much more to say. Use it for yourselves. And then for class setup number 5, my LACHMANN sub. I was able to break my highest kill streak of 105. Got a Warzone nuke in both Vondel and Al-Mazrah with this exact build. I mean, I made a video talking about how this is ruining the game. It would be stupid of me not to include it once again in this top 5. So first attachment, we got the 50 round drum. You could do the 40 if you want. I'm so aggressive with this build. I gotta throw the 50 on. Oh, we have the hollow point rounds, which we threw on our, what did we throw this on? Our VAZNEV 9K. I don't know why I was blanking, but throw it on your MP5, man. I don't got to explain why we got that on. Did it in the VAZNEV build. We got the Falcon barrel. You get movement speed and aimed on sight speed. I mean, bro, you are juking out enemies with this barrel on. It is unbelievable. Trust me. You do not need this. You don't need this big old barrel that gives you the damage and the bullet velocity. The LACHMANN sub is so good on its own. You can get away with rocking this one. And then I have on the VLK laser, aimed on sight speed, sprint to fire speed. In my opinion, the 2 most important mobility pros you could have are those 2. So that's why I have this on. Again, a common attachment I've thrown on some of my other builds. And then my final attachment is the mirror recoil factory stock. So I like this because I get aiming stability and recoil control. So helps me just land more of my shots, reduce the bounce of my weapon, but I also get sprint speed with this as well. So that helps me get around the map a little bit more quickly, get more kills, get in and out of little situations and whatnot. Super good. And then for the tuning, I tuned the ammunition the same way I tuned it on the VAZNEV, the damage range and bullet velocity. For the barrel, I did recoil steadiness and aim down sight speed. So just a combination of both. I didn't want to fully like neglect the recoil steadiness on this, so that's why I did tune it for that, and you do lose out a little bit on this one. And then the tuning on the laser, once again, tuned it for the pros, and then for the stock, aim down sight speed, aim walking speed. Take this thing to the firing range, even though I genuinely don't need to do it. I mean, it's just so good. It's so strong. The mobility on it, I mean, you're just flying across the map, and the thing doesn't have any recoil control. I mean, any recoil, sorry. It has a lot of control on it. By far my favorite weapon right now in MW2. Any one of these 5 weapons that you use, I use the exact same tactical lethal perk package of field upgrade, all right? I got stun grenade, semtex, I got double time scab, fast hands, and quick fix. Only perk package I use. I don't think I've ever changed it unless I was like doing overkill or something, but this is what I use all the time. And then for the field upgrades, I do ammunition and then portable radar. If there's any weapons that you feel were left out of this top 5, let me know in the comments what it was and why I'm missing out on it. And if you made it to the end, just comment down below. Best class setups, that's it. I'll be liking and hearting your guys' comments. That's how I know you guys made it to the end of the video. And I'll see you in the next upload. Only if you guys are subscribed with all those notifications on. All right, you guys all stay safe. Have a great day, and I'm out. Peace.